Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Duo Planet, the YouTube channel where we talk all things media. I'm one of your hosts, Aztrail. I'm joined by fellow co-host Slasher, aka Jordan.
Hey everybody.
Jordan, aka Slasher. And today we are back with another review, smaller review, for Your Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man. This is episodes 6, 7, and 8. Titled Duel with the Devil, Scorpion Rising, and Tangled Web. Overall, pretty good 3-episode arc, I think.
Daredevil showed up for probably a minute.
Well, we had episode 6, which was Duel with the Devil, which centers around Peter's night off getting derailed when there's a break-in at Oscorp. He goes, the breaker inner man is Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Not Charlie Cox's Daredevil that you know, but a Charlie Cox variant of Daredevil, because it's voiced by Charlie Cox. It's confusing.
And it's cool because it's Charlie Cox. You can tell it's Charlie Cox. But you can also, the suit is kind of a mixture of his red one with his black, because it has an open mouth area, but it also has eyes instead of the full face cover, the full eye cover. So it's like a mix of the both suits because he's got the horns. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, episode 6 had a pretty good combat sequence between them that showcased Daredevil's sensory abilities being nearly on par with Spider-Man's, and then eventually better because Spider-Man gets knocked out. But we also get a blooming friendship between Nico and Harry. We get a bit more of Lonnie's story as he's delving into the tombstone that he will become. 3-episode arc has Lonnie's character sort of do like a 180. He becomes far more closed off, more abrasive and brutal and lackadaisical, which obviously strains his relationship with Pearl, which then crescendos in the 8th episode where they officially break up and he goes to officially join the 1/10th for his own good rather than for his family. We have Scorpion, Matt Gargan, comes in with a really, really badass suit. And for the last 5-10 minutes of episode 7, it's like you're watching an episode of Invincible, because people are just getting impaled by scorpions' tails.
I'm about to say,
literally,
Will's face dropped when a dude got fucking impaled. That shit was wow.
He absolutely beats on Peter. He nearly killed him, and if it wasn't for Norman Osborn coming in clutch with his glider, which, shout out Goblin.
He basically sent in a drone glider to save him, and then I actually thought, because we didn't see it, I thought he was going to be stood on it, wearing a makeshift goblin costume, armor or something, and be like, yeah, I made myself a suit, dude.
What else? Oh yeah, Nico's magic.
Yeah, we already knew.
We guessed that pretty quickly because we know who Nico is. But her pendant that she wears all the time turns out to be magic. She talks to it a little bit when Harry is trying to make up for the fact that he let the secret that Peter is Spider-Man slip. Harry's an idiot, by the way. That scene
was hilarious.
Pretty big take from that episode was Harry's an idiot. Because he just spilt the beans, and Nico was like, "Oh, you're Spider-Man," and then she actually sees that he is Spider-Man. She's not pleased.
Mm-hmm.
But we get a nice ending to this arc with Harry sort of hyping Peter up. We get a little twist on the with great power comes great responsibility. Norman gives the line, with great power there must come great respect. which is a good way of showing how it can be interpreted different ways. But Harry sort of gives him the ultimatum. Well, not the ultimatum. He gives him the optimistic outlook of he's Spider-Man, not Norman, and that he decides what he does with the power and how he uses it. And then he gets called away for an armored car robbery. He doesn't have a suit because obviously the white and black suit that we've been seeing a few times was destroyed fighting Gargan. And then we get the reveal in the shine of his glasses of the iconic red and presumably blue suit, which we will see in the last 2 episodes, which are obviously next week. Yeah, it's been an interesting few weeks with this show. It's not exactly something that you it's not something I expected.
Like, the show was marketed weirdly with the trailers. It didn't look quite much. Like, I was excited for it, but it still didn't look like much. But then you watch the actual show, and it, like, wow, it's definitely better than.
It's more brutal than they let on it was gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Spider-Man getting.
If they lent into the brutality, I feel like people would have been a bit more optimistic during the marketing phase. But like, I'm glad they didn't, because it was a genuine shocker when, like, I expected Peter to get hit and beat after he was there. I didn't expect him to get stabbed.
Yeah.
And then watch as his mask gets destroyed as he's just punched.
Which I really love when it comes to, like, that's why I really like Sam Raimi's a lot, is because even in the Amazing films, his suit gets damaged a lot, and I like seeing a battle-torn Spider-Man. It's like you can feel that he's just been pummeled, and I can't wait to see where this goes.
Another thing, Iron Man is in the show, which I didn't expect.
Yeah, Iron Man randomly just shows up out of nowhere to take in Octavius.
Yeah, it was super strange, but like, it was also really cool.
A very odd suit as well.
Yeah, not a big fan of the faceplate on this suit.
It looks more like your classic comic book Iron Man, where he has the mouth slit. Like the proper mouth slit in the mask, which was very interesting, to say the least.
But I mean, for a show that looked like it was going to be just some random Spider-Man cartoon, yeah, everyone was like, it's not going to live up to the expectations of, Spectacular Spider-Man. Dude, more episodes, it just keeps getting better and better, and I think it's on point with Spectacular at this point.
At this point, it can't beat Spectacular. Spectacular was just spectacular. And
all right. I quit. It's no longer Duo Planet; it's Solo Planet now. I quit. That was awful.
Shut up.
That was awful.
Shut up. But yeah, I think it definitely has the potential to be on the same level as Spectacular, bringing us something different and just being amazing. And I think it's gonna really, it's gonna definitely be talked about.
They gotta bring it home with these last 2 episodes.
These last 2 episodes will make or break it.
Yeah, we gotta see how they wrap things up, because
I'm hoping it will end with a Tombstone origin.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting to the point where this entire thing has been like a prologue this first season, because obviously we know more seasons.
Well, 2 more seasons are technically already been greenlit.
Yeah, so we know more's coming. So I feel like we will either get a Tombstone tease or like a Tombstone fight right at the end where something's gone wrong.
The thing is with
But
Tombstone, he's obviously like his skin is supposed to be what is it now? It's like the reason it's called Tombstone is because his skin is basically very fucking tough.
yeah.
He's
So I think he's called Tombstone mainly because he, one, kills people, and two, in most iterations, his skin is gravestone grey.
yeah, he's basically got very white skin. I think what I've researched, he is an albino.
I think an interesting take on it could be, because we're getting this
But
Otto
it depends.
Octavius suit line, if Lonnie gets like a suit that's impervious to everything, but it overheats like Gargan's did, and so he gets burns all over his body and it fuses to his skin, and he
Yeah,
can't take it off, but he's got like this fully gravestone white suit. Then he takes on the name Tombstone. That'd be insane. That'd be
maybe he
crazy.
ends up becoming the leader of the gang.
I think he will. I think by the end of the season, he'll be the leader of the 110.
I can't wait to see where this show goes. I think it's gonna definitely end on a high note.
I just hope it doesn't take as long as certain other animated superhero shows to get a season 2.
Invincible.
Invincible.
Invincible, talking to you there, dude.
But what would you rate these 3 episodes? Obviously, we'll rate the arc.
These three on their own, uh, together, a 9. I think they were really good.
I think I would give them a. I think I would give them an 8 on their own, but
Yeah.
overall, I would put this show at like a 9.3
Yeah,
so far.
I'm with you on
I
that
think
one.
this, in a totality, the show itself is near perfect. Obviously, nitpicks here and there. I'm not the biggest fan of the art style. It is definitely growing on me, but I like a lot of this show. I like the attitude that they've given Spider-Man. I like that they've made Peter a bumbling idiot, like he's sort of supposed to be. I like that he's incredibly smart because he's done stuff that no one else in the show could. But I also like the supporting cast. I think the supporting
I
cast
think
are
I think they've
putting in
chosen
stuff.
people and made them perfect for the story they're telling.
Yeah. So I would say depending on the last 2 episodes, obviously next week make or break time. But I'm fairly confident in this show sticking the landing.
Same, I think it's gonna it's probably gonna end perfectly, and I can't wait.
I kind of hope it ends with Norman getting revealed as being a megalomaniac.
Yeah, same.
Because like he's sort of veering that way now.
He does
I
have
was
that. Yeah, he definitely has that side to him.
I was a big Norman stan at the start of this series, and now I'm like, Norman, you sure you're okay?
Yeah, he's definitely got that going for him at the minute.
But yeah, I think that is everything for those 3
Yeah,
episodes.
that's
Obviously,
everything.
shorter episodes means less to talk about, but you get quite a lot with 3 episodes at a time.
True.
But yeah, so yeah, next week, big deal because obviously it will make or break the show, but we don't know until they release. Obviously, check back next week. Technically, this would go up. Saying, yeah, check back next week, and the last 2 reviews will be up. We'll make sure that we rate the entire series as a whole.
We'll rate the episodes, and then we'll rate the show as a whole.
And then we'll talk about how excited we are for a season 2 and stuff because that'll be crazy. But I've been one of your hosts, Aztrael.
I'll be in the Slasher.
Make sure to keep watching all things media. Make sure to keep talking about media, and make sure you keep thwipping and whipping all over the place, especially in Marvel Rivals. Big up Spider-Man mains. I'll see you next week, as will Jordan, obviously. So bye for now.
I can't wait for all the Spider-Man all the Spider-Man haters in the chat now.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, "You play Spider-Man? Ew." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm actually a good Spider-Man. Just ask Jordan."
I'll give him that. He is a Lord Spider-Man as well. Right, bye everybody.
Forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
It's over, Anakin!